Good afternoon. My name is Lorrie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We are quilters. Welcome to Blabfest number 21. This is my first Blabfest back in my Michigan space. It is the smallest area of the house and it's part of the great room. I share this room with my husband. He's run into town so that I could do my taping and he doesn't have to be silent, because on Wednesday, I threatened him that if he wasn't silent, that he was going to be part of the big show. And he didn't like that idea. So he is making up a reason to run the garbage and the recycling while I do my taping. I have a few topics to blab with you today. And I haven't gotten used to where to put my camera here. And I do have some natural great light. This window in front of my sewing area is fantastic, and the door behind me, but I haven't gotten it situated quite. I'll find the sweet spot eventually. Until then, I'm sorry, I apologize. This is a dark little corner and I have little lights everywhere to light it up other than just the light coming in the window. My first topic is light boxes. You've seen me use my flat little fancy modern light box at home. It's available on Amazon. I paid between $40 and $50 for it. It's magnetic and it has a very sensitive little switch. It's very flat, fits in a nice spot, but I don't want to drag it back and forth. Sometimes my husband breaks things when he drags them back and forth, so I'd rather just let it at home. But before I bought that light box, I wanted to make sure that I needed a light box. So I took some scrap lumber from the shed and we made a box with legs. One side is adjustable so you can put it at an angle. It has a piece of plexiglass on the top. I painted it green so it wouldn't be quite as frank and ugly. And I use shop lights. This one came from Harbor Freight, and the other light, I see there's still the dollar sticker from a yard sale, and it's actually a brighter light. But neither one of those, the drag light from Harbor Freight was, I think, $9 something. So neither light was terribly expensive, and you can see I still have the tape on there for where I was taping things down. And here's my example with it lit up with coloring book pages, or a coloring book page, so you can see that it works just as well as the fancy schmancy one, but it takes up a little more space to store it. No big deal. And I have been known to tape things to windows on a bright sunny day. At home I have sliding glass doors. Any window will work on a bright sunny day. In a book somewhere, they used a dining room table where you put in a leaf, spread it apart, put a lamp underneath it, and then they used a piece of plexiglass or something over that gap where the leaf would go into the table. I don't know if I'd go to that extent. I'd tape it to a window first. But any source of light behind a smooth glass surface will work as a light box. So you don't need to buy a fancy schmancy one to have a light box. Just saying. Sometimes necessity is the mother of invention. Last week I told you I had been to a quilt show with my friends. I am going to have those pictures on my blog. Let me put up my blog link, it'll be in the box down below so that you can find it and look at it. Now, my blog is set up like a big long scroll. So if it's not the thing that pops up because you didn't look at it before the next blog was posted, just scroll down and you will find it further on down. But in the blog, I tell you why I took certain pictures. I could have taken pictures for hours. There were so many beautiful quilts, but I only took a few that I liked certain elements in them. Now I will tell you that the comments on the blog are turned off simply because I get way too much junk, ads for Russian Viagra and things that look like political statements that go on forever, but they're in Russian and I can't read them. So, it takes more time to delete them than it is worth. So if you go and look, please come back here and leave me a comment or send me an email and let me know that you enjoyed those few pictures. While we were at the quilt show, speaking of that, one of the things that my friend was enamored with, my friend Barb, were 3D pinwheels. So she went home and found a YouTube video, because we were talking in the car about how you could find a YouTube video to do anything. I contend if you could anesthetize yourself, you could probably find a video on how to do open heart surgery on yourself, just saying. Anyway, she went home and found a 3D pinwheel video because we told her she was going to teach us how to do that. And it was so easy. If I can find that link, I'll put it in the description box below too. But here are examples of the 3D pinwheels that I whipped up in no time flat. Very easy. It's more about a pressing and getting your pieces ready with an iron than anything else. So very cute, very easy. I talked maybe last week, maybe the week before, about cleaning off my cutting table. Well, I got it halfway cleaned off. At least you can see the surface and actually cut on the surface of the cutting table in West Virginia. Unfortunately, I'm not there. My cutting table here is an actual table that is dedicated to that space. It used to be the old dining room table, and now I can't bear to get rid of it because it has such a neat pattern on it. It is moved over in the corner into my sewing area, and it is now my cutting area. And in that cutting area, I have several mats you can see, and I found an organizing spot for half square triangles, and I brought a whole bunch of untrimmed half square triangles with me because here I can sit and watch TV and talk with my husband and trim triangles and just enjoy the view out the windows. So here is my Michigan area. I've had several pictures from viewers recently. Diana, a while back, she sent me an email with butterflies. When I first started to do the applique series, she said that she had been gifted butterfly pieces that were already basted onto heavy flour sacks and sugar sacks, but the maker didn't get around to making them into actual applique blocks before she passed away. And that those pieces are all ready to go and just need to be put on backgrounds. So she sent me a picture of what it will look like. That they're now on backgrounds and they are adorable. And the hardest part, the basting and getting the pieces prepped, was already done. Well, I shouldn't say the hardest part because it takes quite a while to sew things. And it is going to be an adorable quilt. I have not seen one quite like that, but it will be absolutely adorable. Thank you, Diana, for sharing those pictures with me. And I'm going to tease you a little bit with the next picture. One of the upcoming episodes is going to be on Hawaiian applique. Now, not the next one, it's a couple on down the line. But Marion sent me a picture of a doll quilt with her dolls so that I could share it with my great niece, Sadie, and show off her dolls. So a little teaser, we will be talking about Hawaiian applique. What a cute little quilt and what lovely little dolls. Oh, and thank you for the picture of the daffodils. In West Virginia, our daffodils are done. It's been too hot for them to live much longer. Well, here in Michigan, they are just now coming out. So thank you, Marion from Oregon, for sharing your daffodil pictures. I do love spring flowers. I don't love the allergies they create, but I do love spring flowers. And the next set of pictures I have to show you, Mary Lou sent these to me quite a while ago when we started talking about applique. She sent me a movie and I snagged a few pictures from her movie to share with you. She has done some beautiful work. She did say that this took her some time, several years, and I have several of those too that are taking me several years to make. But her quilt is fantastic. Here is an overall picture of her quilt laying on a bed. Very nice. A combination of applique blocks and traditional blocks. Nice colors. I like that she did not use stark white. I mean, there is a place for stark white or cream color backgrounds, but she used very soft colored backgrounds in all of her blocks. So I have a little list here in front of me. Like I said, I haven't found the perfect camera setup. Normally I have my little book propped up right under my light and under my camera, so I can just read it and it looks like I'm looking at the camera most of the time. But I haven't found that sweet spot here yet. First block is flowers, just a nice floral with 4 branches going each direction. Looks kind of like a thistle to me. And the second block, swirling leaves or ferns. I love that. I like all the points and curved edges. This block must have taken quite a while to do with these leaves. The third block is a cute little wreath with, I know that circles take a while, and when you do circles, the more rounded they are, the better they look. So sometimes they can be a little tricky to get perfectly round, and she did an excellent job getting those round. I love this fourth one. It looks like a coxcomb flower to me. I love that it looks southwestern to me for some reason. It looks like Cocopelli's hair, if you know what a Cocopelli is. Then she had a rose of Sharon wreath. Now keep in mind, these are only 6 of the blocks, and there were many, many on her big, beautiful quilt. So this Rose of Sharon block, I love the Rose of Sharon wreath. What a nice applique piece. And the last one that I stole from her little video was a blue and purple flowers block. Very, very cute. Thank you, Mary Lou, for sharing your video with us. Very nice. And sometimes we forget as quilters that things don't happen instantly, that things take time to create. It's not like we have a team of people sewing for us in the background, helping us out. We're doing our own work, and most times we're working all day, and the only time we have to sew and quilt is when we have time in the evenings or maybe on a weekend between other things that must be done. So it's okay to take your good, sweet time, and I'm sure you will see lots of my projects over the time that I'm doing this show that have been ongoing for decades. Not just a week or two, but decades. I'm thinking that most projects take at least 2 years, just saying. And I'm retired, so, you know. But anyway, thank you for joining me for Blabfest number 21. And I will see you next week on Monday with, let me check my calendar because I don't have my little board up here yet. Next week it says we are talking about broderie purse applique on Monday. So see you on Monday for broderie purse. Thanks for being here. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.